Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I am here to talk about and review House Party. House Party is a 1990 film that was written and directed by Reginald Hudlin. And if you're surprised by the fact that I added this to my never before seen movies, to be honest, I am too. For years, I thought that I grew up, if not watching this movie entirely, I thought I had at least seen parts of it. I thought maybe I had come across it on TV as a kid and seen some of it. But to be honest, watching it now, I don't remember anything about this movie. I'm pretty sure I have not seen the original House Party. So yeah, this is going to count as a first-time watch. And this movie was kind of a vehicle for Kid and Play. The group, the rap group, the hip-hop group, the duo, who I was always aware of Kid and Play. I knew of them, I knew what they looked like and whatnot, but I can't say I know a lot of their music or that I can really name a bunch of their songs. So this was very interesting watching this film, especially because the main character is more so Kid. Kid is more of the lead, where he's the one that we're following, who, like in school, he gets in trouble with these bully characters, and he gets letters sent to his house, and his father gets upset, and he has to go through this whole thing of having to sneak out of his house to go to the party. And I will say, even though they're not real actors, or at least that wasn't their main thing. They were rappers, they were musicians, they weren't, at least I don't think, trained actors. I will say that both Kid and Play did a good job in their role, especially Kid having to kind of be the lead and be the main kid and be the one that had probably the most dialogue or the most jokes or the most situational comedy that he found himself in. I found myself really enjoying him and kind of thinking to myself, did he do more? Was the two of them, were they in more movies or more shows? I probably should have looked that up before this. But I was impressed with their acting. I liked the dynamic that Kid had with his father, especially. The father, I'm not familiar with the actor that played the father, but I thought he had some great moments as well. Because first of all, he came off as a likable father, right? The mother passed away, and you see that he's just trying to make ends meet. He's not only trying to get extra work, extra shifts, but he also, there was a moment where he tried to spend time with Kid. He rented Dolomite, the movie, to watch with him. Now, clearly, I can understand why Kid wasn't interested in watching that movie. It's a generational film for sure, but I at least appreciated the effort. I appreciated the moments where it seemed like the father was able to improvise, like the actor was able to improvise some of his lines and insults, or he just came across very natural with how he was sort of throwing out his own insults or his own one-liners. Play, I thought he was good, but also I like how different he was from Kid. The fact that Play was more of the ladies' man. He was more of the cool and suave one. He was the one throwing the party, so there's that incentive. But also, just even with the girls, he could literally say hi to a girl and they'll do whatever the hell he wants. Like, I found a lot of that stuff amusing. Martin Lawrence, a very young Martin Lawrence, plays their friend. He's the DJ for the party, but also, like, Martin Lawrence got a lot of good stuff in here to do. Of course, his character is just there, besides being the DJ, to get bashed and made fun of by every girl, whether it's them saying that he looks goofy or that his breath smells. I kind of felt bad for Martin Lawrence after a while. And let me just start off by saying, these are high school kids. And yeah, I thought this with Kid and Play and even Martin Lawrence, like, how old are they to be playing high school kids? It was a little bit of a stretch, but more so with the bullies. There are 3 bully characters, especially the 2 of them that were big and muscular and macho and being the biggest thorn for Kid. There was no way those were high school dudes. I mean, they looked like they were in their late 20s, if not 30 goddamn years old. How old these motherfuckers looked. And them going around at the lunch table, sitting there like a bunch of fucking school kids. Give me a fucking break. I did love how many times Kid ran into them, though, whether it was after school or whether it was just running into them trying to get to the party, or when he left the party and he just kept going after them, or accidentally bumping into them and the chase was on and this and that. I did find a lot of that amusing. Also, the cops. There are these two white cops who are consistently driving around the neighborhood, and I get that it's a black neighborhood, so I guess that they're gonna assume that there's some bad stuff going on. But man, the profiling and the pulling over of people, even people just walking on the street. I've been a victim of being pulled over unnecessarily by cops as I'm just walking on the sidewalk for no goddamn good reason. So a lot of that hit home. A lot of those cops being complete douchebag, dickhead, fucktards. I instantly related to that. The party itself, most of this movie clearly is the party, and it was interesting because they were able to make the party always seem like it was popping, right? It was always something fun was happening or something different was happening, and that's hard. You're in one area, one house, one environment for probably a good hour or so, and you're having to juggle all of the extras and the characters going on. I was more impressed. Look, I'm not saying that there's a whole lot going on as far as like story and script and whatnot, but they were able to juggle and balance everything. The humor, I thought there was enough characters, different characters in there that got a lot to do. Some of the other cast I can mention, John Witherspoon plays a neighbor who just is annoyed at the loud noise. And to be honest, normally I would be on the neighbor side because, yeah, it's a pain in the ass to hear loud music or to have them disrupting your sleep. But because his wife wasn't as bothered by it, and also in his scenes, it didn't sound like the party was all that loud. It didn't sound like it was that big of a deal. Sounded more like he was being a dick. But John Witherspoon, obviously, anytime that he's on screen and just saying anything, it's hilarious. And Tisha Campbell, I want to talk about Tisha Campbell because she kind of becomes the main love interest, which was cool because at first, Kid is pursuing her friend at the party, and he's all about her and trying to dance with her, and you could tell that Tisha Campbell likes Kid, but, you know, she's sort of just like, all right, if he's gonna go talk to her, then whatever, fuck off. But I like how they handled that. I liked how they handled that she wasn't trying to be desperate. She wasn't trying to be pathetic. They had a moment later on where they actually talked to each other, had a conversation that wasn't just based off of let's hook up. It was like, oh, I really like you as a person, so that's why you're a better match than the other girl. Overall, yes, I enjoyed this movie a lot. I had a lot of fun with it. I laughed quite a bunch. Quite a few times I laughed out loud during this film, so I enjoyed that. I liked the music that was in here. And also, even though I was a little young when the movie came out, so this isn't exactly my time period, right? It's like just before the time that I grew up in, I still related to a lot of this movie. I still related to whether it was the black neighborhood or just the way that they were talking or the things that they were talking about. I definitely enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if you too enjoy House Party, if you also grew up on it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!